Hello, 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 hello. Wherever wherever you are on this jubilant world called Earth, I hope you are having a blessed day, evening, or night, wherever you are located. I'm talking about today one of Gene's Roddenberry shows. I'm going to be talking about Enterprise. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Roddenberry was not around when Enterprise aired, and I believe it was 2001. If I'm wrong, somebody in the comment section correct me. But I believe aired in 2001, but it took place in the early 2000s. Early 2000s. Now I did give a review on this on one of my on this same channel, but that was talking about episodes 1 and 2. Episode 3 and 4 took a major turn with Enterprise. I think the last episode of season 2 showed when the Xindi species attacked Earth. They attacked Earth in such a dominant way that their energy blast weapon killed at least 7 million Earthlings, humans. They didn't add in the animals that it killed too, because they killed in animals. So the life that energy blast probably destroyed was probably in the 50 million range. They just was talking about 7 million people destroyed. But what about the dogs, the cats, the squirrels, the lions, the bear? It killed all of them because that beam is swathed a path from multiple continents. Season 3, most of it dealt with the Enterprise trying to find the Xindi force that was going to attack Earth. And when they was trying to find the Xindi force, they wanted to destroy, you know, the weapon of mass destruction because the first particle beam was just a test run. The Enterprise crew discovered that the Xindi was making a weapon to vaporize the entire planet like in Star Wars. Yeah, it was basically a death blast, a death beam by a large. It was basically like the Death Star. Yeah, yeah. The Xindi thing that was going to destroy the Earth was basically the Death Star. The small prototype that killed 7 million. It was the same size. It looked like the Death Star. It was a sphere. The large one was a sphere, and a small prototype was a sphere. So it basically was the Death Star from Star Wars. You probably got the idea from that. So, like I said, season 3 primarily dealt with them hunting down a Xindi. But I'm glad to discover in season 3 we did find out why the Xindi decided to attack Earth. But I'm not going to be a spoiler and tell you why. I suggest you look at Enterprise. It's now it's only 4 years, but I discovered something in those 4 years. For instance, when I look at Picard, that came out last year, 2019, I believe, it was only 13 episodes. When I look at The Boys, 13 episodes. Most TV things now, or miniseries, 13 episodes. Enterprise, yes, it was 4 seasons long, but each of those 4 seasons, it expanded out more than 20 episodes, so it was long. If you chop those episodes up, like the Picard and other little things, or like even Star Trek Discovery, only lasts 13 episodes, but it come out year after year, 13 episodes. Enterprise had over 20 episodes in that 4 episode series, so it probably expanded like 5, 6, or 7 years if it was chopped up into pieces like Picard and Discovery. It probably was like 5 or 7, like probably 8 years long. So it was long. Even though it was 4 years, like I said, there was a bunch of episodes in each of those 4 years. Now, when the Earth people did resolve the Zindi conflict, before I get into that, the thing I did enjoy about season 3 and season 4 of Enterprise, it was like it had like continuing series. Like it was about 10 or 15 series just dealing with the Zindi. Then after they dealt with Zindis, they always had like another episode and another episode. But I mean by that, it would continue. Most things last about 2 or 3 episodes in length. So that's the difference between seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Seasons 3 and 4, there was more episodic. There was more like a continuation. Season 1 and 2 was like it was no different from the original Star Trek, no different from Enterprise. Later on, Deep Space Nine, it did develop that part 2 and part 1 thing. But in the beginning, Deep Space Nine was no different than the other Star Wars. Every episode was unique. Like in Voyager, every episode was unique except when it had the season cliffhanger. That's when it had a part 2 of Star Trek Voyager. So, that's the unique difference between the Enterprise. Season 3 and 4 was more a continuation. It got you involved. And the thing I enjoyed most about Enterprise, and it went on, is that I discovered a new appreciation for the Vulcan people. Before, I used to thought like most of the day was cold, unemotional, humanoids. But then I discovered, hey, Vulcans do have emotions. They do. But if they let their emotions out, they become wild, savage beasts. So I'm going to say it again. Vulcans do have emotions, but if they let their emotions come free, they become wild, savage beasts. And we've seen that. Whether it was on the original Star Trek, when Spock let loose, he became a wild, crazy man. I saw it on Voyager. I forgot his name, but when that Vulcan uh, let his emotions out, he became a wild, savage creature. So Vulcans, they'd admit that they had a respect and they envied humans. They envy humans because we can control our emotions more than they can. We don't become wild and savage and want to start killing everything in sight like the Vulcans do. And then, along with the Vulcans, I got a new appreciation for T'Pol. Because as you see as the season go on, T'Pol will start to have feelings for one of the other crewmen. I'm not going to tell you who. But I enjoyed that. It wasn't deep emotions, but it was like little appreciations, little hints that they had a little attraction to each other. And in conclusion, like I said, I enjoyed the continuation from part 1 and part 2. I enjoyed the Zindi war thing. I enjoyed the Vulcans. I enjoyed what's those? I forgot the name of those blue skin aliens. What were they? Andorians. Andorians. And the Vulcan admit this one thing that the Vulcan admit. The Vulcan embarrassed. He said humans, we are unlike other species because our emotions are all over the place. For instance, the Klingon. They want to fight all the time. They act no different. Klingons, most of them are aggressive. Humans aggressive sometimes, and sometimes they're peaceful. The Andorians, the blue skin people, they sneaky and conniving all the time. But humans, we sneaky and conniving all the time. So human beings were really like a mystery to the Vulcans. They couldn't predict us. It was unpredictable. And they admit to that. So, thank you for stopping by. That's my little take on what I enjoyed about season 3 and 4 of Star Trek. But before I go, I got one more thing to go over too. It was realistic. When you watch it, the Zindi threat caused a lot of fear on Earth. A lot of fear. So they became anti-alien. They didn't like off-worlders on Earth anymore. Some people, not all, some of the humans did not want aliens on their planet. They wanted to stay together. They wanted to become xenophobic. Some people. But the thing that got me, some of the xenophobic people was people of color. Why would people of color be xenophobic when most of the world seem like they don't appreciate people of color? That's my take. That was one mystery I found with the Star Trek. People of color wanted to be xenophobic, but shouldn't those same people of color? But of course, they're not the writers of the show. See, the writers of the show, they didn't see all that. Okay, that's my take about what I enjoyed about season 3 and 4 of Star Trek. I hope you will watch it because in my mind, that's one of the best Star Trek series around. I did not appreciate when it first came out in 2001 because I was still stuck up on the next generation. Nothing can beat the next generation. Nothing. Not Voyager, not Deep Space Nine, none of them. I was all in love with Picard. And before I go, I did appreciate Commander Archer because he did some things sneaky and kind that Picard would have never done. To save the Earth, he had to pull some underhanded tactics. You have to watch and see some of the underhanded tactics he did. But one thing I did enjoy, he reminded me of Commander slash Captain Cisco. Captain Archer raised his voice at people. Captain Archer got annoyed with some of his crewmen, just like Cisco. Captain Archer was pushy sometimes. He was acting like a real captain. See, Captain Picard, he was too calm all the time. He never raised his voice at nobody. He never gave a stern command. Because that's it. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you watch Enterprise. Get as much enjoyment from it as I have. Till the next time, dear listener, peace.